Large and in charge, it is time for ECS Esports Championship Series. I still haven't seen that Hollywood sign. To be honest though, I don't really care either. I'm not really huge on that, unless I'm going to fly a drone through the O. Although I'll probably be subject to arrest.
Have you been to Hollywood? Like, have you done the strip?
I've done nothing. The only thing I've been to is Rodeo Drive.
I'll be honest. So I was super curious about that because obviously in the movies you see the Hollywood sign, it's all nice. Yeah. Even the Chinese theater, that strip, right? And you're like, oh my god, it looks beautiful. Like you kind of associate Hollywood with like celebrities, right?
Sure.
And then back in 2008, we're like, obviously, okay, we got to do it. We got to do the tour. First, they put us in this hill, and it's so far to the Hollywood sign, I have to zoom my phone out. And this is 2008, so imagine the quality, right? You can barely even see the sign. Then they take us to Hollywood. It's not what I expected.
It's pretty gross, man. It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty dirty, man. Like
but West Hollywood was really nice.
Yeah, West Hollywood was, but with the stars and all that, you kind of envision, like just a very clean kind of street. These like little stars, it's completely polished every day. No.
It's pretty gross.
It's not polished with what you think it's polished with.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm not really a follower of like celebrities. I don't really get excited when I.
No, but it is. If you watch an American movie, right? It's always New York.
Yeah.
Or Hollywood.
Yeah.
Or maybe Chicago, whatever. But I mean, these are the two main ones. So like you kind of always see.
It's like the home of all of the stuff that we watch, like 99% of the time.
I don't watch TV. I don't have a TV.
You watch Game of Thrones, didn't you? You watch all of that?
That was in Scotland though.
Well,
I got you there, haven't I?
Have you though?
Game of Thrones is filmed in Scotland.
Well, sure, it's filmed in Scotland, James.
Yeah,
but like,
and it's full of English people. I don't need any Hollywood.
All right.
I got you there. I got you bad.
Did you?
I promised you,
yeah.
I did, yeah.
All right,
so you're buying time because you're buying time to try and find some way out.
No,
There's no way out.
That.
Could you have said like WWE? Isn't that filmed in like LA?
That's not Hollywood though, is it? Hollywood's movies.
Film
got you as well.
Film and television.
I got you as well.
You
tried to back up your boy. You tried to gang up on me and corner me.
You can't just say movies. It's also television, like TV series, the whole shebang.
It all comes out of Hollywood. Like the whole town is just freelancers, producers,
Stanford, Connecticut.
writers,
That's where WWE comes out from.
What's that?
WWE comes out of Stanford, Connecticut, and WCW is from Atlanta. Ted Turner made that. So
that's pretty cool.
You guys ain't got nothing for me, yeah.
Some more of
I'm wearing a wrestling t-shirt right now.
That's why I had to mention it.
Anyway, I suppose we have a show to run. Right then, let's have a look at the bracket. We are in the North American region, and it's grand final time. Excuse me, some asthma. Sharks. I like Sharks. They have made their way to the final. They impressed against Team Liquid. That was a big 2-0. Obviously, Team Liquid not firing on full cylinders. They did towards the end. I think it was a Mirage, I want to say. Tried to abuse the individual skill. Let's just overwhelm them. We're better than them. We play better Counter-Strike at a high level and so on. Didn't work. They got 2-0'd. And Sharks find themselves in the final versus NRG, who looked pretty sharp as well. Let's not forget, week 1 and 2 combine in terms of prize money to find out who goes to LAN. So if that is to be Sharks, they are going to need a repeat performance next week. They can't be a one-week wonder. They've got to do it next week as well.
Yeah, if Sharks win, I will be very impressed. Because the other thing about this as well is that NRG has been in slightly better form, it seems, than Liquid recently.
I was going to mention that the same thing. I actually think that this is a harder match. And I would have actually loved to see a Liquid Energy because we haven't seen that either. But like you're saying, I think Energy is more on point at the moment than Liquid is.
And Liquid also provides are basically the warning system, because I mean everyone would have heard about Sharks 2-0ing Liquid because it's just a crazy result that no one would ever expect. So NRG should at least be on their guard, and maybe they even looked at that match and were like, what the hell just happened here? And they'll know that maybe they should veto Vertigo, because that's the thing.
Yeah. And this also, it's going to be interesting too, because Sharks have 2 new players, 2 from Argentina, and they actually really performed as well versus Liquid, which we saw. And this is a completely new roster. This is not the Sharks we saw at the Minor, for example. I think it is a little bit exciting because we are talking about the Brazilian scene in general, and Sharks for us used to be, it's maybe the Brazilian team number 4.
Just another team, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Vertigo, if you haven't found comfort on Vertigo just yet, then maybe join a hub. In a hub, depending on the type of hub, there are you could make even your own hub to scrim with your mates on, where you don't have any elo issues. You want to say something?
No, I was going to say, now we're seeing the North American one, right?
Yeah.
Because we saw the European before. Yeah, Draken's there. But look at the difference in elo, 5.7k? Is that what I see? And then Europe. What
yeah, we had like 7.5k on some of those guys. Really going for it.
Really been on the grind.
Marky's up there. He's a notable name. Is Stay Frosty, is that Frosty K, or is that just a different Frosty? I don't know. We've got Nafla up there as well.
Let's click on his name and
let's find out. I don't know who his secret agent is. Draken is 10th on the US hubs, apparently. That's interesting.
There we go. Is that
Stay Frosty. I don't know what this is. What's the win streak? What's the win streak? On the stats page, I guess.
Say Frosty.
60. Where are these guys getting these win streaks from? My win streak is 8.
It kind of looks like almost like a fake nick, but people don't do that these days, I guess.
So you can see there are ECS hubs, NA and EU. You can join these hubs. There are going to be cups after each show where you can win points and so on. So check those out. Get involved in those. Again, if you are a premium on FACEIT, then you can see your full statistics as well. So definitely look those up. Just type ECS in the search bar, as you can see at the top, and then you can find everything you need to find. Oh, I think I've got 12 days to win 10 matches to get some FACEIT points. But we won, I feel like we've won 6 to 8 matches in the last 2 days, so maybe there's something to be done.
Did you do the pick'ems? Did you get your matchmaking games done?
Oh, I did the pick'ems.
Did you get your matchmaking games done too?
Absolutely, yeah. I smashed those day one. I had 1 day at home before going to the major to do my pick'em. So to win all those games.
Yeah.
So I did them all on stream. I had to play Nuke twice, which I actually expected to play Nuke twice, because you have to win 10 rounds in 1 game. But I did that. I got the crystal pick'em.
Oh.
I said to CS:GO on DM, Nuke, Mirage, Train. I said to CS:GO on DM, did anybody else get? I said, how many people got crystal pick'em? And they said nobody else, just you.
No way.
Yeah, man. They're a real bro. It's not true.
Yeah, obviously. But listen, that's a print screen.
I see you guys.
Yeah.
I see you guys. You know, there's some trolling going on. Actually, some of my interactions with them are quite amusing. But anyway.
So you can see the NRG ban Vertigo then.
Yeah, that's a solid ban. They've seen what Sharks were doing on them. Like, nah, they don't want any part of this. So now we see if there's depth in the map pool for Sharks. Nuke, picked by NRG, of course. Mirage and Train. This will be interesting. I do like this stylistically, especially with Nuke and the way Stan plays on Nuke specifically on the CT side, his aggression and his flanks. I can't wait to see how Sharks deal with that, and if NRG will get caught off guard, and if they'll be forced to respect Sharks like Team Liquid were, and maybe never did.
I'm happy we get Mirage as well, because I want to see at least Sharks have one map which they beat Liquid on and are comfortable on. I don't want to see like a situation where Sharks are like this team that can only play like 2 maps or something like that, and then just get absolutely wiped out here. I want to see them put up a fight, so I'm liking that we see Mirage.
Yeah, and then we saw yesterday NRG did play Nuke yesterday versus Cloud9. It was Cloud9's pick, and they had a monster of a series.
Oh yeah. T side.
Yeah. Well, they started CT side, right? And Cloud9 had an initial approach.
Yes,
they got 13 CT rounds on that side.
It looked like Cloud9 were playing well too. Like Cloud9 were getting openings, entry frags, Automatic was delivering entries, they're getting positions, they were getting bomb plants, but just they couldn't win the clutches, and there was always something going wrong. So I felt like they could have got a lot more rounds, but it just goes to show NRG are kind of nuts right now.
It's time for predictions, people. I'm going to predict NRG because I like Sharks. Their team's called Sharks.
They're tasty.
The team, what?
Have you had
Sharks
before?
What did you say, Dan?
That's the Sharks are tasty.
I'll be honest with you. When I was, I once had shark fin soup in Chinatown a long time ago. Didn't really realize the whole implications of the whole thing. But there's a movie out there called Shark Water. Okay, it's one word. Watch that movie. You will see how bananas it is in how many sharks are getting slayed. They get their fins cut and just lobbed back in the sea where they can't even swim, and they drown because they can't move. They need to move to get the air through the gills. It's pretty crazy. The guy who filmed it died making the second one, Shark Water 2. I haven't seen it just yet, but it's out there. Look it up on Amazon or wherever else. Anyway, NRG. I have to pick them. I'm interested in Sharks. I'm excited by what I saw, but I need to see more before I'm picking them in best of 3 series versus most people.
I mean, I also have NRG to win here. Like you're saying, I think that it's very impressive that what they did versus Liquid, but then you also have a secondary team here in NRG that has just been playing really well, even coming off of a very successful major on them as well. Great group stage, even the minor, falling short in the semifinal, but this is a team that has definitely been going up and up, so I do have NRG winning here.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
I echo those sentiments.
Sligwell. Have you secretly been watching Brazilian Counter-Strike? Apparently not. He's going to pick NRG as well. Okay, now it's time for the fan predictions. I want to see a solid 40% here. I want to see the Brazilian fans voting for Sharks, man. Oh my God, is that real?
Obviously it's rigged. I saw him even tell. He's like, okay, it's 40%.
Smart. Do you know what? That's how my fingers on the pulse when it comes to the Brazilian squad. I clean called exactly 40%. That is awesome. That's great. I'm really impressed with myself.
So do you feel like that is...
Props to Pinnacle, okay, even though it's the fans, not actually them, because they will come later. For Pinnacle for you know, being on point.
For making this happen.
With the People's Champion. All right, should we go for the odds as well? I would say, okay, never mind. No chance then. Screw you guys. I was thinking between 3 or 4. I didn't know whether to say 3 or 4, but anyway, doesn't matter now. Had no chance. NRG a solid favorite. They should be. Yep. I think this is fine. Again, it's down for Sharks to surprise us, to take us off guard. It's all well and good winning one best of 3 and having a shock, but we want to see more, man.
Yeah, I think that these odds actually do tell a story in that sense. Yeah, it is impressive to beat Liquid, but now you have another team like that, and like, yeah, it is a gamble. They can do it, they can win for sure,
but they shouldn't win.
But they should not win. Looking
at history,
yeah,
that's the thing with stats. They're all historical, right? So so they shouldn't win based on what has gone before. But what has come to beat this week? Beat 2-0ing Liquid. Liquid trying to overwhelm that NA style, that strong style, not working. I was impressed. I just want to check what rank Sharks are. I don't recall. It is just loading. Okay, here
they're in the 30s, aren't they? I think they're in the 30s.
Did we say 32 or something?
32, yes. Yeah. Good memory, sir. Sorry, the Brazilian-Argentinian team. They're 40% Argentinian. I won't forget you guys.
Oh, that's where you got the 40% from.
And NRG from all over the shop. They're an immigration office at this point. America, Canada, and is it Bulgaria for so?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Looking at Train. So let's just start with Nuke. So Sharks, it doesn't look like Nuke is the one. They're 33% over 9 maps. NRG are 53%, 55 over 11, but I feel like they're performing stronger than that at the moment on the map. So, but again, I haven't seen Sharks play too much Nuke or too much of anything really. So that is, I mean, yeah, the percentages aren't strong for Sharks on any of these maps. They're 88% though on Vertigo. So that's like their one outlier which has been banned. So that's good because we want to see depth from the team. We'll find out if we're going to see that. They recently lost to United 2-0. They beat INTZ 2-0. ATK, I'm not familiar with, an American team. A USA team, should I say, 2-1.
Which team did you say? ATK?
ATK,
That's where Tens came from.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think they have some Brazilians in there as well, or used to.
ATK is Sonic JT from South Africa, Floppy MOTM, man of the match, and OZ. Have we seen OZ before on a team?
Yeah, he was on
Sonic. Just
he's wearing a Singularity t-shirt, I think.
Yeah, Singularity was the team I was thinking of.
Okay. Oh, maybe Sonic came from Singularity too, right?
Sonic.
Yeah, he just rejoined, I think.
Ah, very good.
Or maybe that was from me. I don't know.
Well, but, we're not going to see him today anyway. The knife has begun.
Ooh.
In the game. If it's still going, we could have a look at it. I actually really enjoy... Oh, what a beautiful knife. I think mine's practically exactly the same. My Karen Bit Fade. I bought one of those. I sold my Tiger Tooth and something else, and I bought one of those. And then I let Dan use it for like 2 months and forgot I bought it. And I was like, hold on a second. I bought this really cool knife that I've always wanted. Give me back by a knife.
Tiger sometimes just makes you think of Sagat from Street Fighter.
Tiger?
Tiger.
The word tiger?
Sometimes, when there's something after it, like Tiger Tooth.
Oh, okay.
Tiger, uppercut.
Yeah. I missed some Street Fighter. Anyway, NRG will be the aggressors. I think this is the best case scenario. Shark starting on the CT side. Very necessary, and Lucan is starting with devastation around the ramp, but as he starts to fall back, he's got his teammates to play off of, but they're expected. Tarek is getting revenge. 3v3, Leo Drunky. He was a problem for Liquid. Can he be the same for NRG?
So they're going to go to the upper bomb site, which is smart because they force the CTs down lower. So winning that positional battle, the rotation battle. Lucan straight up the vent though. Ooh, that was a chance. I don't think they know about the player above Heart. That's an issue. Tarek is in a really good spot here. Now, where's JNT coming from? He's outside at the moment. JNT's very far away from helping. It seems like he's being occupied, or rather his attention is being occupied by Tarek. He really needs to get in there to help Lucan. He's arriving onto the scene a little bit late here, and looks like NRG have outplayed Sharks in the pistol at the very least. And again, NRG had a really strong, very strong game of Nuke yesterday against Cloud9. I would expect to see that strength here as well. But Sharks, you don't know. We don't know exactly what their tendencies or preferences are. So we could be in for some nice surprises or some interesting moves. They are good players, and they have definitely a good understanding, good grasp of the theory. of CS and how they use it to your advantage.
Yeah. Clearly NRG have looked at some of the information on Sharks with the Vertigo ban. Straight out of the gate. I mean, that's an easy win, just looking at HLTV. Look at this peak from Sharks. That's a quintuple peak, essentially. That is pretty cool. Now, how long do they hold this for? Once those smokes dissipate, what do they choose to do?
Considering they just have USPs, they could just hold it forever and just... I mean, the problem with just USPs is your ability in the close choke points to actually get a kill, I think is pretty difficult. So I think the highest percentage play, maybe just denying money from your opponent. They might set up outside of Secret or something, though. We'll see if that's going to be the case. Have a 5-man peek elsewhere. But yeah, you do want to, if you can, try to deny money. And you can see now NRG's going up they're going up the stairs for the investigation. This is exactly the problem. Look how impossible it is against a MAC-10 to do any damage there. And if you think of the likely spots where the Ts are going to rotate for safety away from the bomb, that's of course going to be one of them. So there's not really all that much you're able to do. But either way, it's all over. Sharks are going to be moving into the first buy. And yeah, I'm really curious what we'll see from then. J&T stand out on the AWP. His accuracy, it was lethal. So very fun to watch. Mayern as well, very strong. Luke and extremely precise. Leo Drunky has some questionable clutches, but also a very skilled player against Liquid. And I just haven't mentioned Exit, but we'll see what he'll show us in the game. MAC-10s continue.
Triple MAC-10 for NRG. Looking to swarm the A-bomb site. Leo's good for 1. He's good for 2. The trades continue, though. 3 versus 2. JT makes his way down to the low ground, but he can't deal with Cirque. 6 HP and maybe a bomb. Oh, he's managed to escape part. So crucial, considering. Now, they don't seem to know where Mayan is. He did get a frag, though, so they might have some rough information as to where he was. 16 bullets. Note how he's not reloading. If he reloads, they know exactly where he is. If he doesn't reload, they don't. Going through the molly. Can't catch Stan while Cirque's planting the bomb. Cirque survives and plants with 6 HP. NRG survive and make it to 3.
Yeah, he actually gets a dink there as well. That was very close. Good effort from Mayan. NRG, though, that was the bonus round, so they're in a great position. But Sharks, looking like a minimal investment. Really, I'm really looking forward to seeing the AWP coming into play. J&T yesterday was so nuts with the AWP. Nuke can be a difficult map to get your AWP going on the CT side, but I feel like J&T, he did very well on Vertigo, and that's a very difficult map as well with the AWP.
That smoke from Stan on the windows.
Oh my god.
Speaking of Stan, there's a big push from Sharks, and the M4 will be taken, but they don't have all the position in the world. The question, though, for NRG is they don't know how many players pushed hut, i.e. how many players are lurking elsewhere. Breeze trying to figure that out. He looks up top. There was a chance he got taken down from below, but no.
I've got to say, like, Leo Drunky, he has some questionable decisions in clutch situations, but his aggressions caught Liquid off guard so many times as well. So it's like he does it again here, and we'll get trades. And Leo Drunky, that M4 that he stole from Stan at the beginning of the round by just running through HUP, running up the ladder, is really paying off. He's got a 3K now, and Breeze and Tarek are in a pretty rough spot. We'll see if they can do something here. J&T understands exactly what to do, but he can't find the headshot. And maybe there's some play in this after all, but maybe not. As I say that, they both get instantly taken down. Quad kill from Leo Drunky with the stolen M4. What a baller.
What I like from Leo Drunky is that he seems to be a maniac.
Yeah, he is a maniac. Like those pushes, that's what won them that game against Vertigo. Like he just somehow repeatedly found the right timing to just push and then just like take 2 players down. It was amazing.
I think in some ways, I suppose when Fur's being hyper aggressive, there may be some comparisons to be made. I guess the HE was meant to hit the rail and bounce back. But if you have a player who has a reasonable read of the game and can make aggressions at the right time, most of the time, because some of the time you're going to fail, that can be extremely powerful. Fnatic at their best are a good example of that. Now, how do Sharks deal with this? This is becoming more common, these smokes around that main position. Not terribly concerned with the heaven area. Very quietly creeping outside. dreading the NRG creep. One player spotted at least going down to secret, but J&T is ready, just waiting quietly. He may catch someone off guard, and there it is. The first engagement. He could just hold that position as well. Maybe a fallback would be rough, but Mayan will clean up outside again. The young prodigy, 17 years old if I'm not mistaken. Also a dab hand with an AWP, but seems he is the second sniper for Sharks. But got a lot of tweets singing his praises.
Yeah. Look how fast J&T was on that kill as well. That, like, what he was doing there was a pure reaction-based angle, that the way he was holding that. And I have to say, he looked actually a lot faster than the majority of AWPers at the top level. So I'm kind of curious, like, what his ceiling looks like. If he's like maybe the skadoodle of Brazil, for example. Wait, is he Brazilian or Argentinian? J&T.
I should double check.
Yeah, double check for me.
He's Brazilian. You can see his flag on the HUD.
Oh, there we go. Oh, perfect.
Nice
Yeah,
work, Sliggy.
Lucan and Mayan, that's Argentinian, I think.
Roger that.
Players.
Right. So maybe J&T will be the skadoodle of Brazil. Looking forward to seeing how he develops as we get more spotlight on this team. They've been so impressive so far, and they're already able to do more than Cloud9. Unfortunately, I mean, Cloud9 played pretty well, but
Yeah.
Sharks have 2 rounds, and they look to be getting the 3rd unless NRG set piece here works out.
I mean, I think it goes back to that game versus Cloud9. Really not going to have a lot to say here, NRG, in this round. Try to go for a plant, but not going to happen. No, we saw the HyperX play of the game yesterday. Was that Stanislaw round,
Yeah.
5 HP. Clutch.
You know, tomorrow is the Raid Area 51 day.
Oh,
really?
is it?
Finally?
Yeah, you guys ready?
I got my tickets.
I got a t-shirt.
Can't wait to enjoy the show.
I got a Mimi t-shirt that says September Area 51 Fun Run. They can't stop all of us.
Hey, that's what you think, all right? It'll be, yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow, I guess, then. What time is it supposed to start?
I'm not sure what time check-in is.
Right outside.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I know some idiots are going to turn up for sure.
no, I think it's going to be more than you think.
Yeah. Some people are actually going to turn up and just like have a picnic outside or something and get arrested.
Wasn't there like another thing that was just like that as well that's happening shortly afterwards or something? It's not Area 51, but it's some other place. That's Okay, well, we'll have to see how that goes. I'm curious. Kind of ridiculous. We'll see. All right, we've got ourselves another buy round, and I'm so curious. How much can Sharks do here? J&T goes aggressive. We know again how good he is, how fast he is. And he is not going to be pulling any punches. He's flanking with the orb. Oh my god. What the hell is this? Oh my god. What is going on? Can he get himself out of this position? Oh man, he's got cover as well. This is ridiculous. He will get taken down by Cirque in the end, but the confusion there for NRG is quite something. Look at the chaos. They're all just sprawling around all over the place, separated from each other. It is every man for himself for NRG until there was just one man left.
That is Breeze. 1 versus 4. He's got 1 kill. Quietly creeping. But there are so many angles for the CTs. However, he's got a Krieg. You better kill him quickly. But maybe enough damage has been done. He's 1 bullet away from doom. 23 HP. Leo Drunky's got a Krieg as well. 45 seconds. It's got so far to go. The bomb is in the lower area. I think it's down secret or something. It's taking a while. He's got to pull the knife out just to speed up a little bit, even though it leaves him completely exposed.
Leaves him helpless.
So many off angles. Can't check them all. Down he will go. Mayan will pick up the second Krieg.
And Sharks will pick up the 4th round. All right. They've converted everything after the pistol round.
Yeah. No, aggressive play there. I like that as well from J&T. NRG was actually pretty smart. They took the left side on the red container instead of going right side, which is where J&T was. That's usually where you see the aggressiveness come from. Hence why they missed each other. Full chaos.
I'm loving J&T.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm loving this whole team.
Yeah.
At the moment. And again, we've got flashes into the main position. Leo not expecting that pace, and there aren't many CTs in A. Exit R has the high ground at least, but the HE won't do so much damage. On the plus side, there's only one rifle at the moment for NRG.
Ooh, I like this. Are they saving? I like it. I think are they going for the save? Or is it?
think
Oh, he's
Expo
blinding for
flash
pop
will
flash.
spawn, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not. Oh, one more. Waiting for the
Lot of
smokes to fade.
Yeah, a lot of time has passed here. They're all coming through heaven. This is going to be so risky. The flash works out, but they're getting just blasted.
Well, they've just gifted a bunch of rifles now to NRG and essentially gives them a second buy. That's why JNT's cleaning up. He realizes what he needs to do underneath him, and he's going to die. I would go into the site smartly. See, he strafes just at the end to stop the bomb from sending the AWP out. However, they get to the ladder very fast. And
yeah, but they didn't get it.
Yeah, they didn't get it.
They got the...
Great presence of mind, though.
Yeah.
But at that point, it's jump into the site.
I was kind of hoping that they would save there, just because, which is why I was a bit too jumping the gun and calling that, just because it's just like so hard. And they've been pretty strong on their buy rounds. And honestly, that's just a rush with pistols. I think that on their buy rounds will probably be more consistent given what we've seen so far. So either way, they still have enough. They've spent everything now, so they kind of need to win this one. But they do have a double orb. It's Lucan who's picked up the second one, perhaps that's spawn-based, or maybe map-based. You know, we're still learning with this team.
Ramping outside the 2 AWP, so they've just changed up their makeup in this round. Mayon's creeping in secret. So, yes, NRG want to rush into the A bomb site, but this is where they need to break the money of Sharks. Now, if they think that's JNT on the ramp with an AWP, do they get more confident elsewhere? Do they walk instead of a wide swing, or do they skip a flashbang and get caught by him elsewhere? Well, the progress has been slow, so technically he could be anywhere now. They've heard that, oh, Leo drunk, he's going to look the wrong way. The timing is brutal, and the A bomb site's been taken again.
And Mayan smoked out, so they surely have to go for a save now. They've still got 2 AWPs, they've got an M4. The chances of them to win the next round with what they have now versus the chances for them to win this round in the current situation there's a huge disparity there. And of course, this round is basically like impossible. So falling all the way back, that upper bomb site seems to be a problem. We'll see if NRG keep hitting the upper bomb site, because that's what Sharks have been unable to hold. And there's a couple ways, you know, they could approach that. They could be more aggressive outside to really shut down the T's progress outside for the split, or they could try to reinforce the upper bomb side.
I want to say that it was unlucky for Leo.
It was for sure.
But I think you have to credit NRG for the 2 Pinsett push in the first place.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is, the round works out to begin with, right? Because if you look at Shark's setup, they had Mayan down in the underground, and they had JNT holding, basically creating a crossfire. So if energy would have gone lower, chances are Sharks would have had a really good setup for it. But because they go into mini instead, Leo gets completely timed. It's a great time to push from energy as they open Squeaky, and then he gets completely run down by the 2 mini guys. And there's no one really watching that.
They've updated odds from Pinnacle. They move to 5 now, 4.x to 5.x. But the score is still close. That's interesting that things have gone sour with the odds, because they've won a string of rounds. They're on a CT side. Not doing terrible, but 5 rounds in fairness on the T side for NRG is a pretty good start. 5 from 9. They can be happy with that. But maybe they won't be happy until Shark's money is broken.
So NRG working on some ramp control here. Lucan connects the first shot. That's the bomb as well. And an incendiary toss forward to slow them down. And they'll just give up that position. You give up ramp. You try to adjust your player who's lower. And so NRG, they have ramp, but they don't have much of a way to get a bomb site just yet. So NRG have to figure out exactly the way they're going to switch the gears up here. You can see Cirque looking towards Heart for a potential push. And there is not going to be one. Right now, Sharks, they just have to hold position. They've got to wait and see what NRG's next move is. And NRG are still just waiting. Breeze is the first man to really try to investigate and try to gain more ground for the team. And so it's down to what he gets. Okay, so he gets a frag on Heaven. That will trigger the push-upper. And the auto shotgun play doesn't work for Leo Drunky.
Breeze and that Krieg. He's pretty damn consistent, getting really important frags. Somehow the HE doesn't kill either CT, and they still have some position. So there's a bait. Exit, gonna run down. Mayan though, he's in a vulnerable position. Again, it's another time situation. If he looks the right place at the right time, he's so low health though, and this is falling to pieces. Now we see the real disaster for Shox, not because of this round, but because of the money that's left. They don't have anything to offer. The AWP will be protected. You can see Exeter maybe looking to pick it up at some point at the end of this round, but he will be denied. And now Sharks are in trouble. 6 rounds from 10 on the T side of NRG and a broken CT economy. They could barely ask for more.
Despite Luke getting the enter there too. Really hurtful. This shotgun has come back to haunt some people this week. You could argue that maybe it's just better to buy a Mac 10 or something. If you want to keep the cost low. If you don't kill him on the first shot, you do get the window there. The shotgun is so slow. This is a really good half so far from NRG. 6 rounds already on that T side. Makes sense why the odds went up a little bit. Still 5 rounds to go as well. We'll see how many more rounds they can get here. Oh, goodbye then.
Not often you see people there. He must have come up on the radar, I guess. I didn't even see him jump there. Splat, Crimson, catch up. When was it that Liege first tried catch up? At the major or something? Well, not this major, but...
Liege has never tried catch up?
There were some events this year where Liege had only tried catch up for the first time after an event they won.
You know what? That's actually really impressive considering like hot dogs and stuff very popular here, you know what I mean?
It would tell me that he's led a very healthy, noble life.
Yeah.
If he hasn't tried catch up by this point. I respect that. I'm actually almost envious.
I feel like there's something wrong with that story. There is something going on.
No. Why?
Because how do you avoid ketchup?
But isn't it the same thing with
eating things which are not processed?
Was it Tom Brady that's never had a strawberry before or something?
If he's allergic, that makes...
No, he's not. He's just never... I think it's strawberry. But it's the same kind of concept there, right? Like, how...
Maybe he's not a big fan of red. Ethan's going to get the ding-dong from Mayan. Taken out early. We've got deep smokes on the outside. Tarek will look for something. The scope will be heard from the player in Mini. But there's no response to be had just yet from NRG.
Well...
Oh, that's how he does it.
Cirque is going to be in a spot to try to create an opening for the team here. NRG needs something, but there's 2 players set up to deal with this, including the great and powerful JNT. However, NRG are not going to progress forwards. Minute to go, and they're going to rotate outside. Tarek's been holding outside, and he often is tasked with that. And NRG, I would imagine they would be going down secret here. They will have the smokes, the wall of smokes. Sharks don't have anybody to really spot for this. And down they go. So time is going to be an issue. 40 seconds for the plant. They have to move quickly.
They've got time to take control of control. And they will do that. Very crucial. JNT probably expected on the other side of the ramps. You can see more, you can see the double doors from there, so they'll focus on that, and he'll move in the inside. Oh, the scope surely heard. He didn't want to go too deep. He knows there's bomb pump pressure, and surely the T's are going to swing eventually, but now they're completely out. 4 versus 4 retake potential. Tax will get flashed in. 2-man spray down, running out of bullets, but he may have just won the round for his team. Looks like he has as they look to move away. Being hunted though. Oh, Mayan's going forward again, and there's a double peek if they're needed. Now exit is the only one left. Some indecision, and now they're left with nothing.
So there, you're kind of left wondering how Sharks have, with the amount of time left, it feels like they're playing a bit scared in terms of having absolutely no one that can slow that down, spot for that, or anything like that.
Yeah, there's no one on the bomb site there at all, and NRG does that round so wonderfully as well. Taking their time, they do the smokes outside, but then while they're lower, there's no rush. They're just like, hey, let's just take our time. Let's get everything out we need. And then Tarek then with the expo flash onto the ramp gets the 2, and then by that point the round is over. Oh.
I've made a terrible mistake.
This feels like this will be a pretty quick map here. Very hard map to play, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
Especially on the CT side, if you're not really getting anything done, and economy is just bad.
There's a lot to be said also of having the experience playing certain teams and kind of learning their tendencies. There is an element of experiencing a team's tendencies versus watching demos and seeing how it goes in a demo, because there's a difference in how it reacts to the way that you play Counter-Strike and in your team. Because it may be like there's an obvious solution, but within the way that you guys play or rotate, it might feel kind of clunky or awkward to make adjustments specifically for teams. So there's a lot to be said for just getting the actual practice against those teams as well. So, and Sharks, they can't have much experience against some of the top level teams.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if they're based here in the US or not. But 9-4, another buy around here. A lot of utility on Sharks. They really need these last 2 rounds if they're gonna have a chance. Completely just burning Stanislaw alive. Try to go down lower, but look at the HP now of everyone from NRG.
Bombs planted. Sharks have a man advantage, but these retakes haven't had so much success. Ethan gets a free one so fast to the head, can't find a second though. So maybe there is still a chance for Sharks. More wine being thrown towards the ramp position. Cirque can re-aggress again and again. Speaking of wine, he's got some to throw as well. Wine and petrol, or petrol and a wine bottle, whatever you want. That bomb continues to tick. Most of the players have kits, but they're so far away. And surely this is just suicide now. It's taking too long. Point of no return, maybe. Yeah, this is not being defused. Many players may die, but the round will go to NRG.
Another really good after plant here by NRG. Have a lot of utility. They waste the most on the ramp. And Sharks, oh, he dies too. Sharks having forced to wait. And then, like you said, James, I mean, they had the man advantage and NRG was super low, but really does a good job in wasting time there. Not looking like a Sharks map at all here.
Yeah.
Looks very even different versus Liquid.
I started out quite well, but then those 2 rounds after the blue that you see at the top, that was 2 upper takes in a row from NRG that worked out super well. One was with an eco actually as well. And didn't seem like Sharks had an answer after that point. The smoke's outside, but it's going to be the upper split, it looks like. CT vents. Oh, hello. Dude, Drunky will get something. Okay, so Sharks getting a few kills here on the upper bomb side defense. Circle left alive in the 1 versus 3. The bomb is not with him just yet. It has to go back for that. He has lots of different players to worry about. Molotov will be tossed there to the left, but does he realize that? No, he does not realize man's to the right. So 1 round at the end of the first half. It's something for Sharks, but we'll have to find out if it's enough. We'll see you after the break. Sharks are on the struggle bus right now against NRG. And, well, it looks like it could be about to fall off the cliff. We'll see if they can find a recovery here. And it starts with the pistol. NRG have themselves just Stan with any utility. He's got the kit as well. What a responsible guy. Smoke on main. That will make things a bit easier on the upper take. And out they go through huts. Oh my god, that's a stunning flick from Breeze. He has been really good this week so far. The bomb will go down though, so credit to Sharks for getting the bomb plant at the very least. But there's much more work to be done. And oh, actually, hang on, they didn't get the plant after all.
My
the
god.
denial came in. I didn't even catch that.
Wow.
So NRG deny everything. Bloomin' egg. That's not good, is it? The Sharks. It's going to be very problematic for them from this point forwards.
Ethan's last name is cool.
What's his last name?
Arnold.
Ethan Arnold.
He's got 2 first names.
Arnold.
You can't trust a guy with 2 first names.
And James Arnold.
Why did he say James Arnold?
That's would have been your name if you were gone his
If
last
I was
name.
what, his husband?
Hey, listen. You might just be cousins or something.
I don't think that is
Or
true.
maybe you just want to change your name.
From Bardolph. Bardolph was epic.
James Arnold
Bardolph
Bardolph.
has a lot of history.
It does sound very...
One of my ancestors was hung, drawn and quartered for once.
It sounds very upper class.
There was... they tried to go against the king. And the king won. And then the Bardolph got wrecked. But before that, there was another guy who got the Royal Order of the Garter for the Battle of Agincourt. You know, he was one of the man them doing a thing, as they said back in the day. 7-round lead now for NRG. They have been successful. They've taken both pistol rounds, and that counts for something. Stan moving into Mini, as the North Americans call it. Oh, I just noticed there's a number of hoses around the map. There's one here on this balcony. That looks like a hose to me. Oh, there's another one. He's standing on the second hose, so they're ready for a fire, it seems. Safety first and all that. Actually, at Blast Moscow, oh my god. At Blast Moscow, there was a fire truck in the venue with a hose just running out basically to the main set, just in case something needs to be hosed down, which is interesting. Sharks have got 2 entries, 2 nasty entries in this round. Ethan slowly backs off the pre-fire from Lucan, will be good enough for a trade frag on a second attempt, and now it's a 4 versus 2.
Let's see if Stan can find something here with Tarek. Lucan's been a problem. Duke Lucan. Let's see if Stan can... Oh, he might be able to find something here. Oh, he had a good angle, but Leo Drunky is really good to go. Tarek with the MP9 does some more damage, but ultimately it is all in vain as Sharks pick up the rounds. They're getting some rounds here or there, but we'll see. Maybe they have a good T-side on Nuke. We'll see.
There's a chance, yeah. It can be simple. If you just win those right rounds that keep the CT side poor and you don't mess up on your anti-ecos, then magic can happen.
We just don't know, James. We're swimming in ignorance.
What does it say above the Sharks, like in the mouth? It looks like YNG or something.
YTG, I think. I think it's the main sponsor or something.
Ah. I like the Sharks logo. Sharks have double the length to go. NRG have 12 to their 6. Breeze waits with the auto shotgun. A skinless one. That makes me sad. Breeze. He's rocking a 2-tone Rolex these days. Rolex!
Investment.
Well, yeah.
I like the whole thing of getting a watch and then generation to generation, you know? Something you could do with that watch later.
Oh, giving it down to bastard children. Not for you, of course. Engaged.
I mean,
having
not
various
married yet,
bastard
technically,
children.
right?
Yeah,
Definitely
there's still
a
time. Still time for the bastard children.
Jon Snow. Alright, well, they did get the entry. Good start again here for Sharks. And then the timing here as well onto Stan. He's been watching the whole round so far.
How long does he stay there for, Ethan? Doesn't outstay his welcome. He's not compelled to try and win every fight. Doesn't want to get traded. More important to stay alive and reset the situation later on. Sharks make their way towards the B bomb site. 20 seconds on the clock again. If they can keep NRG poor, they have a chance. But there is variance. Oh, he was close, Stan. He made the right play, but he was denied.
Breeze with his auto shotguns. Oh, it's going to be hard pressed to find anything, and looks like it's over for NRG. Sharks with another one on the board, and they will be moving to a deficit of 5 now, so that's not too bad. That's cool. That's great. That's good. Finding some success, giving themselves some confidence. And also, I think it's cool to see that they have something, you know, on a map like Nuke. Nuke is a pretty technical and difficult map. I think it was only really in the last year or so that we're seeing more than maybe like 2 or 3 teams able to play it at a consistently high level. But that seems to have happened quite quickly now in the last like half year or so.
No, but that's the beauty of rotating maps, right? Because this whole thing of, even before when Cobblestone and Overpass came out, not a lot of teams, for example, played Nuke, right? And same thing now when Vertigo comes out, you're forced to make a decision. You either learn a map that maybe tends to be your veto, and because of Vertigo is the way that Vertigo, you know, the layout, you do see, like you're saying, more people tending or going towards that Vertigo ban and then learning how to play Nuke. That's the beauty of the map rotations. I really like that. It really forces people out of their comfort zones a little bit. And it does change the meta quite a bit.
True that.
NRG have Ethan to and Cirque to rely on, to hope for. On the silo is Ethan. He's done some good damage. It's a nice angle. And now they wait. These rounds are still dangerous for Sharks. Many teams at the level that we assume Sharks are at will struggle in a situation such as this, and many teams above them. But in the eco so far, they've done well. But when you know that there's 1 or 2 rifles, maybe you're more hesitant. Maybe you're somewhere between anti-eco, anti-force buy, and or anti-full buy, if you will. Maybe this creates an odd situation. So where Lucan is standing is this rough area up towards, well, a little further on, basically, is a common place to stand if you're in an anti-eco situation and most of your teammates are outside. You're making sure there's no push. If there is a push, you can fall back. You've got cover. You can reset the situation twice. Rather than being inside the lobby on your own, where you could get pushed from Radio, Hut, even Squeaky. It's a safer approach. But this I don't like. There's 25 seconds and Sharks are just going down secret. They have no map control and they're all going to line up for Cirque. Ethan's delivered a kill as well. Breeze is moving into an anti-plant situation. So this is what I'm talking about. It's a weird round. They're hesitant. Breeze is just he's waiting to win the round with some USP headshots. There is cover. Oh, Mayan. He'll get there eventually. Oh, Breezy maybe saw just a shoulder or something, but he'll look to play off of his teammates. They have no idea he's already in the site. J&T now with 10 HP in a 1 versus 2. Oh, he's just about seen him, but he's doesn't want to engage constantly. No, he could have rotated. Oh, he's taken one in the face through the door! He's got time to reload. He's got 6 bullets. Oh, nice work from him. Not going to show. And if he just waits a little longer, then Tarek surely can't win the round. So J&T's done a fantastic job there, all things considered. But Sharks really made it hard for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, NRG even there, they had a pretty solid chance to win that against J&T. Like, for some reason, when the guy who stuck the bomb had 0 cover at all from that door, so the trade was actually impossible. Which was surprising, I gotta say. I feel like it doesn't take too much to kind of just wait a little bit, a couple seconds, so that your teammate can be there. And then, yeah, Tarek's alone, and it's unwinnable at that point. So 8-12, and NRG will get the full buy-in, and Cirque is on the AWP again. So we'll see what shenanigans will be occurring in this round. Sharks will take the timeout. And how do NRG interpret this timeout? Typically, you expect some kind of a change, or you know, for Sharks, they can just get themselves on the same page. Perhaps they are deciphering exactly the weaknesses of NRG and how they want to attack them, get everybody talking.
They actually opt for not an op on J&T this time. 6 with the SG. Up on Cirque, yeah, we'll see here what this timeout is for. But they do have a lot of utility here.
Yeah, maybe preferring having a preference for the more nimble Krieg on the T side. Cirque is picked the right spot, but he can't find a fatal connection. It's Sharks' turn to run into the site, but they haven't properly checked the hut. Seems to be taken by surprise. Ethan, that second kill was spectacular. Cirque's got a gap in the smoke, and this looks like it could have been much better for Sharks. No one focusing on hut, no Molotov there, I don't think.
No Molly, no. I'm not sure if it missed or something, but it looked a little bit odd that everyone was running out of that squeaky. No one's looking at Ethan here at all. Nice second kill there on J and T as well. He did not have a lot of bullets left. The last 3.
I imagine when the first one doesn't check, the second ones won't check because the first one's not taken out yet. He's still alive, and then by the time he gets taken out, they've gone too far and it's a disaster. Cirque through the gap in the smoke, and there was potential for a comeback here from Sharks, but they've very, very promptly been put onto an eco situation where they have a Deagle and 4 Glocks.
Yeah, I think the timeout was more for maybe figuring out how much money NRG had. Maybe Sharks thought that they would have much less utility than they had. Not like they need it, since Cirque even ran through the smoke there in mini last round. They at least had a game plan. Better than just dying from defaults, I'd say. But when you have that much utility, maybe it's just better to try, you know, try and go for the default a little bit, see where they're at. Or maybe go with a slow execute inside instead, but...
Yeah, it must have been a miss molly or something like that.
I mean, normally when you have the first guy run out, like especially the wide angle that he kind of did, I'm not sure if he just flashed off the bat, but he checks the site, and technically it is the second person that goes and clears above hut. But I'm not sure if that's maybe the guy that Cirque killed initially. But the sequence of which, it did look a little bit strange, because obviously there's always going to be a player on the hut, especially that fast in a rush.
Well, 2 more rounds for NRG to take map 1 against Sharks. There's been some glimmer, a glimmer here or there of hope for Sharks in this game of Nuke, but it is simply not enough so far. So we'll see if they have anything to offer here on one of their, what could be their final buy rounds.
I love the bayonet. I have that exact one, but mine's stat track. So satisfying. Certain knives when you take an AWP shot, switch out for the knife. I think the butterfly and the standard bayonet. Top 2 for me. Maybe the flip knife in there as well. Stan with some grenades on the outside. Cirque on the outside as well, moving around. Tarek with an elevated position and a tight angle to hold on the ramp. That's a nice trade from Cirque. And maybe he goes towards Secret. Might be a slow one now for Sharks. 4 versus 4. More tests to be had. Indeed. So it goes towards Secret, but maybe not in just yet. Sharks, they gotta wait. Gotta wait for these smokes to go. And there's another one.
That will kill quite a lot of time. Don't have any position yet. NRG can just simply wait to see what the movement is here for Sharks. Sharks have to be the ones to take the initiative here. They're the ones with the bomb to plant. So there's a smoke towards main. It's going to give some clues to NRG, but still, NRG have pretty robust positions, so can just hold their ground for now. 40 seconds for the plant to be had, lest there be a round 1 by timeout for NRG. And Leo Drunky makes his way upper. Tarek gets the spot though. Doesn't have to commit too hard to this. Oh, Leo Drunky actually falls down. 20 seconds to get that bomb planted now.
They force one of the CTs down the vent, but Tarek is just going to wreck everybody and leave Exit alone. Cirque's on fire, but he's alive. He has position. 15 seconds. What do you do, Exit? Do you run in, do you die, or do you leave? Can't choose in between. Someone's got to call the time for him. That certainly helps. 4 seconds, save on the roof. At this point, NRG can hold on to what they have for the round to come, just in case. But it's game point for NRG on their pick of Nuke. I think it's an expected victory, should it be one.
Yeah.
What did we say the second map was?
Mirage.
Mirage? Okay. A little bit more open map.
They won, what, 16-14 against Liquid? I think it was 16-14 or 16-13, one of the two. It was a close game for sure. So we know that they can shoot, and it'll be easy for them to get positions to do that. But maybe they can still salvage something here on Nuke. They'll go faster with behind the smokes down secret. Can't find anything there. So all the smokes are down, making his life rather difficult, but he'll rotate out. And Sharks are looking to go down quite quickly indeed. San is in position on the bomb site, but not in control room. So Sharks have actually done fairly well, but they need to use the utility here to... Because there's already 3 NRG players ready.
Off angles being held. NRG are prepared. Oh, the wall banging. Even with the headshot, he's got 70 HP, and it continues to spam. That's quite an effort made there by Mayan. Props to him. Okay, well, it's still on. Lucan with 2 now. This is falling to pieces. The dream is collapsing.
Got so blind. Here comes Cirque, 1 versus 5, and he gets the 1 though. That is quite a surprising situation. I thought the Sharks were kind of done. I thought they got to this point of where they wouldn't be able to get any further. Like stuck, you know, not able to get to that last bit of map control to get the bomb site, but they just killed everyone.
By the way, it seems that the YNG is young, and their team name is actually Young Sharks, as opposed to just Sharks. They which is relevant off the coast of California. That's where, well, Baja California, which is more Mexico, is where Sharks raise their young. Just so you know, that's why I don't go swimming in the coast out here. Cirque, he's up top very, very quickly indeed, and there's a smoke up. JNT, I do wonder, does he come up on the radar? You can see half of his head up top, and he's just going to pop up and slam JNT out of this round, and he's already lost his elevation. He's escaped. Tarek taken out towards the ramp in the meantime, which is going to pull Stan, I think, over in that direction, and Lucan's going to be dueling on that side of the map. Choke point taken, minute 20. Plenty of time for Young Sharks.
Oh god, there's quite a fine angle there being held. Exits, lucky to be alive perhaps. We'll see if Leo Drunky can get any more position. He can split with his teammates on the lower sites as he looks to clear everything. Where are NRG at though? They don't have any position to really do much about lower. This is kind of looking like it's going to be a Sharks round, honestly.
Yeah, NRG really going for the gamble there. I mean, they have a lot more rounds to work with, so even if Sharks do end up going lower for NRG, they have the option to save the 4 weapons.
Kind of looks like that's going to have to be the case, because they have absolutely no position.
I still they'll probably give it like a second here. Obviously here as well, if they get the 1. Now you probably give it 5 more seconds. If the call is made here, if you don't get another 1, yeah, it's going to be a save.
Things are getting spicy.
But you never really know at that point. I mean, bomb's not down. There's no smokes. There's still a lot of opportunity to potentially get 1 or 2 kills even before the bomb goes down. But as soon as Sharks get the second kill there, it's pretty much over. Does that mean it's a baby shark as logo? Because it looks like an adult shark.
And what is the definition of an adolescent? I believe like young sharks are called adolescent sharks. But I don't know what age an adult shark is.
Juvenile.
Juvenile sharks as well, yeah. I think juvenile is probably even more common. Anyway, this is close. 5 rounds may not be so much if they can break the money from NRG. NRG's loss bonus is it is not great. They're on one of the lower rungs of the ladder. They've got plenty of climbing to do in that respect, but they won't want to. Tarek pulls out the Mag 7 for some close quarters engagements, or I forget what the B is for. CQB, close quarters battle or something? I don't know, whatever. JNT opens the door, but he doesn't land the shot. Again, this is a time where you really need to land those. Oh, I thought he was going to go for a wallbang.
AWP in this position. Cheeky stuff from Cirque. Stan with the AWP outside as well. Gets himself 1. And now the door position is a little hole for Stan. Oh, wow. Man walks straight into it. And now big rotation comes in. Tarek with that Mag 7 almost picks up 1 as well. That would have been terrible. I think it would have been over if the Mag 7 connects there, but now it's time for Sharks to figure out exactly what they want to do. Leo Drunky will go back for the bomb. This is really hard because they don't really have anybody to split with. It's really valuable splitting on Nuke. My God. Cirque there, scoped in, I think, and exit out with the spot on the shoulder.
Yeah, I guess he wasn't expecting that angle. Quite the pick from Exeter. If he came from ramp, probably dead. So he out-angled Cirque. 3 versus 3. Now things get weird. 2 bomb sites to hold, but also various routes and potential flanks. Definitely don't want him going heaven, for example. Breeze will be the only man on the B bomb site. Maybe the only one that's needed. He's been a dab hand with these B4 weapons. He's got the sound cues. Door's open. There he is. Leaves the door of opportunity open. Oh, is it just a brazen plant attempt? Somehow, Leo Drunky with the strafe is able to survive. How on earth are Sharks doing this? Stanislaw now, the last man standing with the AWP. Trying to elevate Leo, and he won't be able to get that final frag. Oh dear.
Oh God.
That's got to be frustrating. Down to 5 HP, Stan. Don't drop the HE. And there it is, 16-10 for NRG on Nuke.
Wow.
Closer than you may have expected.
It feels like there's a bunch of different ways Leo Drunky can actually win that engagement, but as you say, 16-10, that's the first map going towards NRG. It kind of felt like it was going to go that way the whole time, even though Sharks did make things somewhat competitive, winning rounds here or there, creating chances here or there. But it's going to have to be Mirage to give themselves a chance back into this series, as NRG are looking pretty good. And I've got to say, Breeze has been pretty awesome.
He has been, yeah, for sure. Really a standout player at this point for NRG. And you kind of just expect him to do that at this point. Not a person you necessarily talk about all too much, but just assume that he's going to be there, show up.
Considering NRG won both pistol rounds, I think that the showing's pretty reasonable for Sharks. Again, there was some potential in both halves, namely the first one. The 4 rounds in a row, I think it was, and then it got broken by the rush into the A bomb site. Couldn't really stabilize again after that. So I think that it was more than we could have expected, considering what the statistics said. But indeed, it was a victory there for NRG. I'm sure it wasn't so comfortable for them. Don't worry about the dogs going crazy in the background. Doesn't like people knocking on our door. 16-10, there we go. So Nuke, I think it was a... It's weird to say that it's a must-win for NRG. I'm not saying that NRG have to win it like in 3 or something, but it's they should never be losing that in that series, all things considered. And if they were to do that, if there was an upset or something, that might just trigger them, and then who knows what happens after that. But hey, they won, and it might feel comfortable for them. 16-10 on Nuke. Mirage is next, and it's after the break. We'll see you back here soon.